So, I was spending some time here waiting out the snowstorm and doing some things like collecting snowballs and making them into snow blocks, taking pot shots at and killing the occasional skeleton, zombie, and creeper and spider that came by. And along the way, a creeper came up to my door. And I did something then that I've done countless times in the past. And that was to select my bow, take aim through the holes in the door, and let fly. Much to my surprise, this effort, which once upon a time would be rewarded with the creeper or zombie or skeleton or what have you being shot through the door, through the holes in the door, I was rewarded by the door opening. And the first thing that comes to mind, okay, I admit that wasn't the first thing that came to my mind. The second thing that came to mind, after the excremental exclamation, was, when did that change? Because I remember it being a big deal. As a matter of fact, in many tutorials, it has been said time and time again that when placing a door, one should place the door from the outside so that skeletons could not shoot you through the door, and that you could shoot them through the door. And so I cannot help but to wonder, when did that change? I don't remember seeing mention of that in any of the update notes in the last several updates. But there you have it. That's what happened to me on my summer vacation. Okay, maybe it wasn't a summer vacation, but you get the drift. That doesn't quite look right, but I'm going to go with it for now. All I can say is it's a good thing that I had not decided to just simply make this little hut out of dirt, or it would have been blown all the way to Mars. Instead, all I have to do is rebuild part of a wall, replace the floor, and I'm in business again. But that does bring to mind the issue that this area does need a serious amount of lighting up. And if I have another surprise visit like that from creepers, I will rebuild this place out of obsidian. Let them blow that up. Oh, well, in the meantime, proceed with a little bit of landscape repair from explosions and such, which actually the landscape didn't suffer very badly at all. And in fact, it suffered more from me missing with the shovel when trying to harvest snowballs. But at night or during a snowstorm where the light level is down almost as bad as if it was night. This place is positively crawling with zombies and skeletons, and the occasional creeper. So that means there's going to be a need for some serious lighting up to be done. And with that, I have to wonder, because in order to do the job right using torches, I would have to place enough torches that the snow on this plateau would be a thing of the past. And I don't think I want it that way. I think instead, I would like to come up with a way to get this sufficiently lit up that does not involve torches melting the snow. And using glowstone is not an option because it melts the snow even faster than torches. It also melts ice. And that leaves jack-o'-lanterns. And I have to wonder, do they melt the snow? I will have to find out as soon as I can find some jack-o'-lanterns. And for that, I think I've seen some near the main base or near the mining base. So I'm going to take a look that way, placing some torches along the way to help me find this place at night, much as I dislike doing it. And that's why. Pig, where were you last night when I needed you? Alright. Maybe that won't melt. Oh, there it is. It's melting the ice. How about that? Alright, so head out in search of pumpkins. Make some jack-o'-lanterns, bring them up here into snow country and see how that works. Thank you. Your contribution is appreciated. Even if he doesn't appreciate being a contributor. Alright. Go inside and sleep off this darkness and go look for some pumpkins. Okay. Well, the world sure looks gloomy. Another hole in the ground I need to check out sometime. I recall correctly, there should be some over that way. I've seen a few over there at least, I believe. On the other side of this hill. Usually when riding by on a minecart. Whoa. A little more careful here with the precipitous drops. Now, I could have sworn I've seen some down there. Well, there's one. I suppose one will be sufficient for testing. Alright. Let's head back to the snow and check it out. Alright. We are in snow country again. Now, let's see. If I recall correctly, pumpkin with a torch makes a jack-o'-lantern. Alright, now you see there what a torch does to the surrounding snow. Let's see what a jack-o'-lantern does. Yes, the snow is melting around it. Rather quickly. Well, going to come up with some kind of a lighting arrangement. Perhaps light poles or something to have the light source available, but sufficiently up off the ground that it won't melt the snow. We'll see. Have to do some trials. Yes, I think that will be the thing to do. Come up with several different lighting arrangements and try them out. Like, for example, this one here. A single torch on top of a column of cobblestone. The question is, did that melt when this one torch was on the side? Or did it melt with that one up there? Good way to find out. Just go over here a little ways. Try another one. Only this time, make the column taller. And don't miss to end up with a torch on the side. Now I'm going to go over here and build another one just like that, only with torches around the side of the topmost block, as well as the one on top. Slipping around on this ice is interesting. Okay. The ice is melting for that one, but not for that one. And that one still has one melted block. Okay, let me try one more. Just a 2 high. Single torch on top without the benefit of ever... Well, now that was slick. As I was saying, a single torch on top without the benefit of ever having had one on the side. That one produces the most light, but it would have to be at least a block taller to prevent thawing. And, oh, isn't it lovely? It's nighttime. Oh, well. This one seems to be doing okay. As in, not melting the ice. But I can just imagine how many of these I would need in the area to get things lit up sufficiently. I wonder a glowstone block on top of something like that, how that would do. I'll have to get a hold of some glowstone and find out. In the meantime, I need to see if I can find the shelter and get to it without getting blown to pieces again. Okay. Alright. Now, let's see about some storage. I don't have to carry all this stuff with me every minute. Okay, now let's arrange a few things here. And so that's the part I don't like about the shift click. It puts things in the first available spot instead of where I want them to be. This would be why a lot of times I don't use the shift click, even though many people often say that one should use it. When you're transferring lots of the same thing into a single chest, yeah, it's a good idea. It does save time. When you want things arranged a certain way, no, it doesn't work at all. Time and a place for everything. You know how that is. Okay. Okay, the next order of business is a bed. If something disastrous should happen around here, I'd rather wake up in the neighborhood as opposed to all the way back at main base or anywhere else. Well, obviously I need a little more light in here. Let's try that again. Okay, this is getting old. Oh. I have a few words for this situation, however they are very unprintable right now. Now, that shouldn't have been. I was enclosed in a structure. I had plenty of light. 4 torches immediately surrounding the bed is, well, it always has been plenty of light. And the bed was more than 1 block. It was a block away from a 1 block thick wall, which means they shouldn't have been able to spawn in there. At least that's how I understand it. Let's see. No change here. Well, I guess I can comfort in the fact that at least this time it wasn't a creeper and I don't have to rebuild the place. But that should have been enough. I'm a block away from the wall, plenty well lit. I mean, does that look well lit to you? It does to me. Oh boy. I actually hesitate to put much more torches up, because frankly, it's looking spammy as all get out now. Alright, let's get the inventory straight again. There. That's better. Now, I can see there's not going to be very much I can do until I can do something about the lighting issue. And that means I am going to have to, I think, arrange for a supply of glowstone. And for that, I'll be taking a trip down south to use the portal. Let's see. Alright. Go ahead and leave all this here. Because this is no good the way it is. If it's such that even with all those torches it's not sufficiently well lit to prevent uninvited guests at night, then we need stronger light source. And the strongest light source I know is glowstone. Well, short of the sun, but I can't bring that into the shack. And so I will catch up with you back at the Gizmos Island base. And we're arriving. And we have a welcoming committee. Isn't that wonderful? Well, on the ride down here, I was kind of thinking about it, and it occurs to me that there is probably a supply of glowstone already here. So, I'll look up in the front office and see what we've got here. Two and a half stacks of glowstone dust. That'd make a considerable amount of glowstone all by itself. And I'm pretty sure there's some actual glowstone here, too. Ah, yes, here we go. Half a stack of glowstone. Alright. Given that, I'm going to go ahead and run back up north. An extended trip into the Nether for some serious glowstone mining operations is definitely in the future, but don't have to mess with it right now. For that matter, I really should put a Nether portal up north somewhere, inside the main base perhaps, and eventually run a connection through the Nether from the one portal to the other. Alright, in the meantime, I'll catch you back up north. And here we are. Arriving amidst an unexplained burst of lag. It's interesting. The whole trip was actually fairly smooth up until this last little bit. Alright. Let's go ahead and make this glowstone dust into glowstone. And then see what we can come up with for lighting arrangements. Yes, I'm definitely going to have to spend more time in the Nether searching out glowstone. But that'll do for now. Okay, I guess I'll just have to use the wood that's there. I'll end up going out to cut more. I was just thinking it would be kind of nice if the planks and certain other things that you make out of wood were colored or tinted in some way to reflect the type of wood they come from. Like the normal planks that you see would be that color that they are because they come from the garden variety oak trees. And then a lighter, much more blonde wood would come from the beech trees, and a darker wood, darker planks from the pine trees. I think that would be interesting if that were so. Alright. Okay, there they are. And let's see, this one here on the end has still not melted any ice. Okay. So now, I'm going to replace that torch with glowstone. And it is melting the ice from 2 blocks. Back off a little bit here, and let's make another one. Yes, I know I'm wasting glowstone, but it's in the name of science. We need to find out how tall the thing has to be to not melt the ice. And I think that one would probably do it. Because this one had ice melting right away. I barely got off of it before it started melting. And I don't see any melting happening here. Okay. I'll leave the tall one there. And this one, no, I'm not going to shoot it. God. Cover up the holes so that I can harvest the glowstone dust out of this. And I got enough to replace the unit. I got the 4 that came out of it. 4 that went into it. Okay, good. Alright, that'll go ahead and freeze back over. And now let's head inland and set up a lighting fixture or 2 out in the yard area there and see how it does with the snow. And how good the light is. It ought to be good though. Glowstone really is the brightest lights in the game. Alright. Let's set the first one here. Back from the corner, just one now. Okay, I don't see any snow melting. So we'll see how that goes. And meanwhile, set up another one over here. Oh, well, now that was a waste. Okay, did I get 4 out of that one? No, I got 2. Because I had 2 in the inventory already. See how those light the place up and get a gauge for how many more they're going to have to be and what kind of a pattern to put them in. In the meanwhile, in order to make this more useful, now by God, that ought to be light enough. And as soon as sunset comes around or finishes getting here, we'll have a look after we see how these are turning out. Can't see the sun, but the clock is showing me that sunset should be here soon. Yeah. Alright. Here we go. fair amount of light, especially since dark isn't here all the way yet. And it's looking like to get really good thorough coverage, it looks like they'd have to be about 6 blocks apart. They could be farther apart if they were a little lower to the ground, but any lower and we have melted snow. Maybe need to come up with an arrangement with stacked fences and whatnot to give a street light look. But I can see where there'd have to be quite a few of them to get things sufficiently well lit. And speaking of sufficiently well lit, it's time to see if it is safe to go to sleep. No, it is not. Alright. There's a problem here. This is a cobblestone wall. There is enough lighting in here to read by. There's enough lighting in here to do surgery by. And yet, we still have this going on. Anybody has any clues, I'd appreciate hearing them. Now, in the meantime, I guess I will not be sleeping here until I can fix that issue, whatever it might be.